Okay, so far so good. These numbers were probably more or less what you were expecting, except maybe for the last one, 70. That's because starting with the number 70, we count in a slightly different way. In France, rather than using a separate number for 70, people simply add 10 to 60, so 70. Now that we know this, the numbers from 70 to 80 will make a little bit more sense. Here they are. Pause after each number, practice the pronunciation, and listen for the nasal sounds en, un, and also on.
Soixante-dix, soixante et onze, soixante-douze, soixante-treize, soixante-quatorze, soixante-quinze, soixante-seize, soixante-dix-sept, soixante-dix-huit, soixante-dix-neuf, 80.
So, how did you do with those? Just like we add 60 and 10 to get to 70, we also add 60 and 11, 60 and 12, 60 and 13, and so on to get 71, 72, 73. That, of course, means you have to remember your numbers from 11 to 19, but that's good practice anyway. So again, so far so good. But did you notice what happened when we got to the number 80 in the last video? In France, just as 70 is a combination of numbers 60 and 10, the number 80 is another combination of sorts, 4 20s or 80. And now that we know this, the numbers from 80 to 90 should make a little more sense also. Pause after each one and practice its pronunciation.
Quatre-vingts, quatre-vingt-un, quatre-vingt-deux, quatre-vingt-trois, quatre-vingt-quatre, quatre-vingt-cinq, quatre-vingt-six, quatre-vingt-sept, 88, 89, 90.
So, adding single-digit numbers to 80 gives us 81, 82, 83, and so on. But when we reached 90, we added a double-digit number, 11, to give us 90, or 4 20s plus 10. And finally, now that we know this pattern, our last group of numbers from 90 to 100 should hopefully make sense. As usual, pause after each one and practice the pronunciation.
90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100.
Et voilà, we've made it to 100. Again, to see the numbers from 1 to 69, go to chapter 1 of your online textbook, Liste de vocabulaire, and scroll down to Les nombres cardinaux 1 to 69. To see the numbers from 70 to 100, go to chapter 4, Liste de vocabulaire, and scroll down to Les nombres cardinaux 70 to 100. So, let's use these numbers now in a real situation and return to our original question, combien est-ce que ça coûte? For each of the following items, give your best guess as to how much each thing costs. Then click on the link below and see how close your guess was. I'll take a few guesses to get you started. So for example, un paire de tennis, combien est-ce que ça coûte? $20, $30, $45? Now pause the video and you take a guess. After you've guessed, click on the corresponding link below and see how close you were. Let's try another one. Un t-shirt Under Armour, combien est-ce que ça coûte? Pause, take a guess, and then click below to see how close you were. Let's do one more. Un jean Lucky Brand, combien est-ce que ça coûte? Pause, take a guess, and then click again below to see how close you were. Très bien, mes amis, or as they say in Canada, très bien. If you've guessed the prices, whether you were right or not, if you used the numbers correctly, bravo. That's all for this segment. À la prochaine.